That's a Garage 50. What you were talking about, Graham, with the 84 car, that's the Garage 56 entry for new technology for the race. Even though there's 60 entries this year, they're still calling it Garage 56, which is just fine. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, it's a very unusual one this year. This is technology to allow a disabled driver to race. Racegoers will see this as a very standard-looking LMP2 car. It's a Morgan with the Nissan engine. That's something we've seen before. But the extraordinary thing about this effort is that Frederic Sausset, a fantastic character, it has to be said, successful businessman, suffered a terrible infection, which basically cost him the extremities of all four limbs. So Frederic has basically had a quadruple
amputee.
Is a quadruple amputee, and the way in which he controls that car is pretty extraordinary. There are all sorts of things. So there's thigh control of throttle. There is effectively, I guess, what you call almost a joystick. It's a cam that sits on the same boss and the steering wheel that the able-bodied drivers would use, but it has one arm that Frederic basically inserts a prosthetic into and is able to steer the car effectively one-handed. He's been doing some racing in a little CN prototype in V2V. He raced at Silverstone in the LMS in this car. He's also raced in the V2V in this car, the first ever LMP2 standard car to race in the V2V. It's a fantastic effort and to be massively applauded. There are, though, unique challenges here. What do you do about Fred actually getting out of the car, for instance, in an emergency? And the answer to that, by the way, is it's almost like an ejector seat. The seat rises up so that he can actually be extracted from the car. To get in and out of the car in a pit stop, Fred hangs from a bar above the car and is lowered into the car from a bar above the car. It is the most extraordinary programme. If you are coming along next week for the Le Mans 24 Hours, come and take a look at this. This is something very, very different. It is about allowing access to motorsports at high levels from people who are otherwise able, I think is one of the hip sayings. The reality is we're talking here about disabled sport. Anybody that's familiar with the progress internationally and international awareness of the Paralympics will know just how much that's caught the public imagination. Let's see what can be actually done now for disabled sports in motorsports as we watch